Have you noticed that between 8 and 9 Hz, something truly extraordinary happens to water? It's not just ripples. It's not just vibration. It's a structural transformation, a moment where the liquid seems to abandon its fluid nature and adopts the geometry of solid matter. At this precise frequency window, you can hold what appears to be a shaped charge in water. What do you see when you look at the water at 8 to 9 Hz? You see a bullseye, a perfectly defined central point, surrounded by concentric rings. Typically, there are 3 distinct rings that form around the central focal point. The inner ring is the densest, a hyper-focused point where the wave energy collapses inward. The middle ring acts as a transition zone, where the surface tension creates a stable boundary. The outer ring is the edge of influence, where the vibration meets the container wall and reflects back, reinforcing the central focus. This is not random. This is geometry in motion. This is water responding to frequency with mathematical precision. Now, let's talk about the term shaped charge, because this is where things get truly fascinating. In military and engineering physics, a shaped charge is a specific type of explosive device. It consists of a mass of high explosive, a hollow cavity, usually shaped like a cone or hemisphere, a thin metal liner, often copper, inside that cavity. When the explosive is detonated from the rear, 1. The detonation wave travels forward. 2. It collapses the metal liner inward. 3. The liner forms an extremely high-velocity jet, up to 10 km per second. 4. This jet is molten and plasticized metal, moving at hypervelocity. 5. The jet focuses all the explosive energy into a single, narrow point. The result? It punches a deep, clean hole through solid steel, armor plating, or rock. This is called the Monroe effect, and it's one of the most efficient ways to concentrate explosive energy ever invented. Now, look back at the water at 8 to 9 Hz. We are not using explosives. We are not using metal liners. We are using nothing but a pure sine wave, a single, clean frequency. Yet, the geometry is identical. The wave energy travels through the water. It collapses toward the center. It forms a focused jet of pressure and density. It creates a narrow, penetrating point in the middle of the liquid. The water is behaving exactly like the copper liner in a shaped charge. It's as if the water molecules themselves are aligning, compressing, and focusing the vibrational energy into a single point, just like an explosive concentrates its force. So why does this happen specifically between 8 and 9 Hz? Several reasons. 1. Earth's resonance, Schumann resonance. The Earth itself resonates at approximately 7.83 Hz. This is the natural frequency of the planet's electromagnetic field. Water, being a universal solvent and a dielectric medium, is highly sensitive to this frequency. 2. Human brainwaves, alpha state. The alpha brainwave range is 8 to 12 Hz. At 8 to 9 Hz, the human brain is in a state of relaxed, calm awareness, a meditative state. Water appears to mirror or respond to this frequency as if it recognizes it. 3. Molecular alignment of water. Water molecules are polar. They have a positive and negative side. When exposed to a frequency that matches their natural vibrational mode, they begin to align in a structured, crystalline pattern, even while remaining liquid. 4. Standing wave formation. At 8 to 9 Hz, the wavelength of the vibration matches the dimensions of the container in such a way that a standing wave forms. The energy does not travel outward, it stands in place, concentrating at the center. This combination creates the perfect conditions for the bullseye and the shaped charge effect. Now, you might ask, what about harmonics? Yes, harmonics exist. A harmonic is a multiple of the fundamental frequency. At 16 Hz, you might see a similar pattern, 2x8 Hz. At 24 Hz, another, 3x8 Hz. At 32 Hz, another, 4x8 Hz. But here's the important part. The lower frequencies are far more powerful and far easier to generate. Why? Lower frequencies have longer wavelengths. Longer wavelengths penetrate deeper into the medium. They require less energy to produce standing wave patterns. they interact more effectively with the physical structure of water. At higher harmonics, the energy is more scattered, more chaotic. The wave cycles are faster, giving the water less time to settle into a stable pattern. At 8 Hz, the water has time to respond, to align, to focus. At 16 Hz, the effect is there, but weaker. At 24 Hz, even weaker. At 32 Hz, it's barely noticeable. The fundamental frequency, the lowest, purest tone, is always the most potent. That's why 8 to 9 Hz is the sweet spot. It's low enough to be powerful, but high enough to create a stable standing wave. Here's why. 1. Water as an information storage medium. If water can form stable, structured patterns at specific frequencies, it means water can remember frequency imprints. This has massive implications for biology, medicine, and even agriculture. 2. Zero-point energy potential. The focused point in the center of the bullseye represents a concentration of energy without a corresponding increase in temperature. This suggests that the frequency is organizing energy at a quantum level, possibly a gateway to understanding zero-point or free energy. 3. Cymatic therapy. If specific frequencies can structure water, then sound and vibration could be used to heal or condition water for human consumption. The structured water at 8 to 9 Hz may have different properties: better hydration, better cellular absorption. 4. The connection to consciousness. The fact that 8 to 9 Hz matches the human alpha brainwave state suggests a deep connection between water, frequency, and consciousness. If water in our bodies, we are 60 to 70% water, responds to these frequencies, then sound and vibration directly affect our biology and mental state. 5. A new understanding of physics. The shape-charge effect in water suggests that frequency alone, without any explosive force, can mimic the energy concentration of high explosives. This challenges our traditional understanding of how energy transfers and focuses in physical mediums. So here we are. We started with a simple observation: water vibrating at different frequencies. We discovered something unexpected: a bullseye with 3 rings at 8 to 9 Hz. We connected it to the Monroe effect, the shape charge, and realized the geometry is identical. We explored why lower frequencies are more powerful and easier to generate. And we opened the door to a much larger conversation about water, about frequency, about consciousness, and about the fundamental structure of reality itself. Water is listening. Frequency is the language. And we are only beginning to understand what we are saying. If you're still watching, if you're still curious, please respond. Because this is only the beginning.